Hello and welcome to my review of The Goodies, the complete BBC collection. Today we're up to That Old Black Magic. The Goodies are engaged by a witch to help her, but when she realises that Graham has natural supernatural abilities, he gets carried away and starts a black magic coven of his own. Tim and Bill go undercover as sacrificial virgins to stop Graham from summoning the devil, but in the resulting magical battle, Graham becomes possessed by the spirit of a gibbon. I really enjoyed this episode and it had so many highlights for me. The first one being Bill's amazing psychedelic pants. Just take a look at them, they are incredible. There are a lot of fantastic horror elements in this episode that I really enjoyed. And I particularly loved it when Graham has turned evil and they twist the Goody slogan, "We do anything, anytime," into a new slogan Graham has, which is, "I will do anything, anytime." And it makes it so sinister. It's such a wonderful twist. This episode has a wonderful Hammer pastiche feel to it. And I really enjoyed when Graham is sacrificing a chicken in his cult, that it's a frozen chicken. Bill and Tim were fantastic as the sacrificial virgins. And I also loved Graham's animal puppetry with the bat. I thought that was a wonderful twist on the usual rubber bat we see in horror films. And one of the best things in this episode for me was Graham's gibbon acting. He's so great in this episode. And I also loved Bill's song, "Stuff That Gibbon." It works so perfectly. Graham's stunt with the Volkswagen is another highlight. It looks kind of dangerous. I was really impressed with this one. Interestingly, there are no ad parodies in this episode, and I can't remember if we've ever seen another episode that had no ads in it before. Graham really runs away with this episode, both literally and figuratively, and it is such a wonderful showcase of his physical comedy skills, his impressions. He even gets to do some stage magic. This episode's guest star is the wonderful Patricia Hayes, who's best known to me from her work with Tony Hancock. Now, for all the great stuff going on in this episode, there is one quite problematic moment, and this is something that I've been dreading because I knew it would come up, so I thought, let's just deal with it now. And that is, there's a gag involving Graham wearing a blackface mask, a black and white minstrel mask. Now, to put the Goodies series in context, this show was made at a time when blackface was still considered acceptable, popular entertainment by a lot of white people in the UK. I think the Goodies' hearts were definitely in the right place, but it doesn't make their use of blackface, even in parodying that culture, any less problematic, uncomfortable, or unacceptable to us today. But while we can't excuse the use of blackface, I don't see the Goodies as being monstrous racists who should be cancelled. I'm sure they regret some of their comedy choices and would do things differently today. I'd like to think that their stance against racism in some of their other episodes shows that their intentions were good, even if sometimes they failed in other ways. In the same way that some of their stuff about women and their representations of women are a little bit dodgy and very much of their time, while at the same time their Women's Lib episode is actually pretty progressive. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're all flawed, we all make mistakes, which hopefully we learn from. I've included a link down below to anyone who still feels unsure or who wants to learn more about the context and history of blackface and why it's so problematic and its place in systemic racism. But if we can put that one moment in the show aside for the time being, I really love that this episode embraces the horror theme so beautifully, and it becomes a kind of glorious pastiche of Hammer, but also, interestingly, a pastiche of the kind of tabloid witchcraft which was made popular by witchcraft figures like Alex Saunders at the time. Overall, I found this a fun and unusual episode, and I thought it was a wonderful showcase for Graham. I do love it when he plays the baddie. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope I'll see you next time when we move on to For Those in Peril on the Sea. I'll see you then. Bye.